Please welcome to Lee Jordan Field, Miss Jordan Hall.
So say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Yeah, 13 years old.
Good evening, Chugiak, Eagle River Chinook fans. This is Caleb Duarte, the voice of the 2017 Chinooks, and we are back with some more Alaska Baseball League action. You just saw the first pitch being thrown by Jackson Combs, a Chicago Cub fan. He's actually a baseball player for the Miners 1 Palmer Little League team, which is sponsored by the MEA, who's a sponsor tonight. We are very thankful for them as they are a sponsor. They're a loyal sponsor of Chinooks baseball, and for their contribution to our season each year, we are very, very thankful. Tonight is kids' night, so we are filled with a bunch of energetic kids ready to watch some good baseball. And speaking of good baseball, on the mound for your Chinooks is Noah Jones, the 6'2 left-hander out of University of Redlands. So far in this season, Noah Jones is 1-1 with a 1.05 ERA in 4 games pitched. He has 17 innings under his belt with 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, and allows 17 hits. We last saw him June 22nd against the Miners in a 4-1 loss. He had 7 innings pitched, allowed 1 run, gave up 4 hits and 1 walk, but struck out 5 and 25 batters faced. The lineup tonight for the Miners, leading off is Quinn Cotton, then Justin McNamee behind him. Batting third and playing first base is Blake Benefield. Nick Brooks in the cleanup spot for the Miners and playing third base. Andy Thomas catching and batting fifth. Austin Dennis in the DH hole and batting sixth. Austin Boole batting seventh, playing shortstop. Preston Pavlica in center field and batting eighth. And finishing things up for the Miners is Rainer Osmus and playing second base. And here we are, Quinn Cotton leading things out for the Miners from Grand Canyon University. He comes into this game on a torrid hot streak right now of 350 batting average. And Noah Jones with the first pitch of the ball game is in there for ball 1. In the field tonight for your Chinooks, behind the squat. Behind the dish and in the squat tonight is Justin Gomez. Over at first base, we have Hayden Mixon, the Australian second baseman Brandon Mitchie over there. Playing the hot corner tonight is Alex Schmitz. Shortstop is Aaron Shackelford. And from left to right, we have Mike Caprice, Jeremy Johnson, and Levi Gilcrease. And as I was saying that, Jones puts in a first pitch strike. And the 1-1 pitch to the Miner outfielder. And that one's down in the dirt for ball 2. This team, the Miners, come in as a league leader in the Alaska Baseball League with a 12-7 record. And the Chinooks have a firm grapple of that third place with an 8-9 record. We saw a great win last night over the Bucks, 4-3, as Jones misses up high. for ball 3 to make it 3-1. Last night, Tyler Weekly had one heck of a performance, allowed 2 runs in 7 innings, 6 strikeouts to take over as the Alaska baseball leader in strikeouts. And the 3-1 pitch from Jones and a shot down the left field corner. That's fair ball for Quinn Cotton. That ball's going to go in the corner. Preeds are going to get there. Cotton digs around first, and he is going to stroll into second with a stand-up double, and that's the way to start things for the Miners. As Cotton extends his batting average to .355.
Now batting for the Miners, number 21, Elijah McNamee.
Elijah McNamee now up for the Miners. He comes into this game hitting .277. McNamee, last night against the Pilots, went 1 for 4. Came across the score once and had 1 walk in the Miners' 9-6 win. Noah Jones comes into this game second in the Alaska Baseball League in ERA with a 1.06. He might not strike out a lot of guys, but he sure can get them outs on the mound as he puts that one in there for strike 1 to McNamee. Cotton stands at second after that stand-up double after he ripped that one down the left field line just over the third baseman's head. Alex Schmitz. Jones looks in to McNamee with an 0-1 count. Cotton takes his lead on second. Jones kicks and deals and drops that one in there low for ball 1. Jones looks in, gets a sign from Gomez. Sets, throws. And that one's hitting the opposite field, and that's going to be trouble for Gilcrease out there and right, and that's going to get by Gilcrease and go all the way to the wall. Cotton easily comes home, and McNamee is going to stop at second as he was held up by the Miners' third base coach. But the Miners back-to-back doubles and have a 1-0 lead early here. As that ball looked like the right fielder Gilcrease just took an awkward route to that, as Gilcrease is a pretty dependable outfielder out there, defensive-wise. Didn't get a good angle on that, and that ball skipped to the fence. And McNamee, you can say the Chinooks got a little break there, as McNamee arguably could have extended that to a triple, but he was held up by his third base coach. Anyway, the Miners have a 1-0 lead, so McNamee will take that RBI stand-up double. Blake Benefield now, and you want to talk about power. This guy controls us. He fouls that one in the air, swinging for the fences. And swinging for the fences, he does well, as Blake Benefield leads the league in homers, as he is on a massive tear, terrorizing pitchers. Blake Benefield from Middle Tennessee, 5 home runs with a .296 batting average. And Jones with McNamee at second, 1 run across for the Miners. Misses down low for ball 1. Benefield last night against the Pilots went 1 for 5. With a 2 RBI double and came across to score himself. Now comes to the plate here in the top of the first with a 1 run already across for his Miners and has a chance to put another one on the board with a runner staying in on second. 1-1 pitch. Inside for strike 2. Jones digs in on the mound. Nobody out here on a 1-2 pitch coming to Benefield at the plate. McNamee on second after he had an RBI double to put the Miners up 1. And Benefield takes that one inside and low to even up the count 2-2. Benefield now stands on the plate, 2-2 count, nobody out. Top of the first, 1-0 lead already for the Miners with a runner on second and the pitch. And Benefield just gets some wood on that one to stay alive here. Two-two pitch once more coming from Jones. Two-two pitch from Jones. And Benefield once again fouls down to the backstop as he's fighting up there to bring home that run from second. Jones looks in once more. 2-2 pitch coming from the mound to Benefield at the plate. And Benefield rips that one to left field. And that ball is gone. No doubt about that one. as Blake Benefield continues his terrorization over these ABL pitchers as he gets his 7th home run of the year. As that one was ripped into left field. Mike Capriz, the left fielder, gave chase, but ultimately ran out of real estate there. And the Miners quickly, on 3 hits, have a 3-0 lead. As Nick Brooks now, the Miner third baseman, steps to the plate. Excuse me, that was Benefield's 6th homer. As the Miners now have a 3-0 lead, and Jones going to have to work here. As he puts that one in there for strike 1. Still nobody out here. In the top of the first, 3-0 lead for the Miners. As Jones looks to get out of this and keep it at just 3. The 0-1 pitch from Jones. And that one's hit right back to Jones. Jones throws over to Mixon, and there's out number 1. As Brooks grounds out to Jones on the mound. Andy Thomas now, the Baylor catcher, stepping to the plate. Andy Thomas, a left-handed hitting San Diego native, stepping to the plate, comes into this game with a .351 batting average and 37 plate appearances. Like I said, from Baylor University. Teammates of our Chinook right fielder, Levi Gilcrease. As he comes in with 1 away in the top of the first and a 3-0 lead for his squad. And Jones throws, and that one's hit out to Mitchie to second. Mitchie fields it and throws over to Mixon, and quickly 2 outs now on the top of the first for the Chinooks. And the Middle Tennessee DH is going to step to the plate. Austin Dennis from Cocoa, Florida. Dennis also has appeared in 3 games to pitch, but is making his name known at the plate as in 48 plate appearances, has a .333 average and has hit one over the fence once, but has brought in 8 runs scored and has walked 6 times. And now Jones on the mound with 2 away in the top of the first. And a swing and a miss by Dennis for strike 1. A 1 pitch coming from Jones, the lefty on the mound. As he trying to get that breaking ball in there, but missed high. To even it up at 1. Jones looks in with the 1-1 pitch coming up now. In and low for ball 2. On deck is the GCU shortstop, Austin Boole. As he'll look to get some hacks this inning, but right now Austin Dennis faces a 2-1 count with 2 away in the top of the first. Miners up 3-0 early in this ball game. Jones, a 2-1 pitch, and that one's sent up high, but catchable, as that one's going to be called by the center fielder, Jeremy Johnson. And that's 3. The Miners plate 3 on 3 runs, and we head to the bottom of the first. Chinooks have some work to do as the Miners have a 3-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. We'll be back. And we're back here in the bottom of the first. On the mound for the Miners, Andrew Nardi, 6'3" left-hander from Simi Valley, California. He comes into this game with a 2-0 record and a 3.5 ERA. Has pitched against these Chinooks twice. And in 12 innings pitched against these same Chinooks, he's given up 5 runs and 10 hits. And he'll face Levi Gilcrease, the Chinook leadoff hitter here, as Nardi misses outside for ball 2. The batting order, as we're seeing Levi Gilcrease lead things off. Jeremy Johnson on deck and hitting second in the third hole. And behind the dish tonight is Justin Gomez. Aaron Shackelford, the shortstop, hitting cleanup. Batting fifth and playing second is Brandon Mitchie. In the DH hole and batting sixth, Alex Crotty. Playing first and batting seventh, Hayden Mixon. And playing the hot corner and batting eighth is Alex Schmitz. And rounding things off and playing left is Mike Capriz. And Gilcrease up early in a 3-0 count here for the Ventura Community College left-hander. And Nardi misses outside, and Gilcrease is on with a 4-pitch walk. So if there's any better way to get a 3-run deficit back, it's getting base runners, and Gilcrease does that on a 4-pitch walk. Not the way you want to see the Miners start. Last night, the Bucks pitcher, Logan Boyer, struggled as he gave up bases loaded early, but got out of the first with 2 runs, but couldn't make it out of the second inning. And we'll see if the Miners lefty has any better luck this time. Jeremy Johnson now comes to the plate with Gilcrease on first. Gilcrease has an aggressive lead, and Nardi misses up high, and quickly Andy Thomas, the catcher, going to have a word with his left-hander on the mound. Fun fact, Gilcrease on first and the catcher, Andy Thomas, teammates from Baylor University. So if anybody knows Gilcrease's abilities the most, it's the catcher. And if you're the Miners, there's no other position you'd rather have with an inside scoop on the other team than the catcher position. 1-0 count to Johnson. Johnson hitting .277 early in this season. With Gilcrease take his lead on first. Nardi trying to find the strike zone for the first time tonight. The 1-0 pitch. And that one's in there for strike 1 to Johnson. Bottom of the first tier. Gilcrease stands on first after a 4-pitch walk to lead things off here. And Johnson in the plate. 3-0 lead for the Miners as they played at 3 in the top half of the first. Nardi, the 1-1 pitch to Johnson. And throws over to Gilcrease as Gilcrease baited him a little bit over there at first. On deck is Justin Gomez, the catcher for tonight, as he looks to hit with a runner in scoring position. Nardi, the 1-1 pitch. And time called in play as Nardi had a long look over to first. And we'll see if Gilcrease takes the bait and runs. 1-1 pitch from Nardi. Gilcrease flinched a little bit as Johnson takes that one outside for ball 2. And it looks like Gilcrease is fully in Nardi's head here. Johnson digs in, 2-1 count. Nardi takes his sign from Thomas, the catcher, and throws back over to first. And Gilcrease slides in safely. Gilcrease playing some cat and mouse over there at first, seeing if Nardi will take the bait and maybe make an error. Gilcrease takes an aggressive lead and the 2-1 pitch. And that one's outside for ball 3. And Johnson in prime position here to put this ball in play somewhere with the 3-1 hitters count. And Thomas getting some info from the Miners head coach, Ben Taylor. And we'll see what Thomas calls here for Nardi on this 3-1 pitch. And that's high, and that's back-to-back walks. And Johnson is going to take his walk here.
Now batting for Chinooks, number 25.
And Justin Gomez, the Azusa Pacific catcher, comes into this game. And already we're going to have a pitching meeting as Matt Greeley, the Miners pitching coach, going to walk out and have a word with his left-hander. The Chinooks of late have been good at being aggressive to begin things and getting ahead of these pitchers and making their coaches a little worried out there. Levi Gilcrease stands on second after a 4-pitch walk, and Johnson was able to work a 5-pitch walk, and he stands at first. And now the umpire going to have to go break up this little party on the mound. As a rather extensive meeting out there between Ben Taylor and Andrew Nardi. And the umpire Gonna casually interrupt this, and this is a little unprecedented. And now Ben Taylor walks back to the minor dugout. Excuse me, Matt Greeley, the pitching coach. And everybody's going to go back to their position cheer. As Justin Gomez stands in, hitting .259 and 54 plate appearances. And 1 for 2 with a double in last night's action against the Bucks. And was walked once as well and hit by a pitch in his other plate appearance. And he comes to the plate with a runner on first and second. Chinooks down 3-0 in the bottom of the first, with Aaron Shackelford, the cleanup hitter, on deck. Nardi looks in. 1 strike and 8 pitches so far. We'll see if that changes as he puts that one in and changes rather quickly here for a first pitch strike to Gomez at the plate. Nardi looks in and steps off. The 0-1 pitch to Gomez at the plate. And Gomez takes that one low. Thomas able to keep that in front of him to keep the runners at bay at first and second. Again, Gilcrease at second. Johnson at first. Gomez at the plate. And Andrew Nardi on the mound here working with runners on first and second. Nobody out. Does have a 3-run cushion, but we'll see how aggressive he is here. 1-1 pitch to Gomez. And Gomez hits that to the second baseman, and that's going to be trouble. That's fielded by Osmus, and the throw over to second gets Johnson, but the runner does advance to third, and we're going to have runners on the corners here.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 8, Aaron.
And now with runners on the corners and 1 out, Aaron Shackelford comes to the plate. Shackelford hitting .265 and 49 plate appearances. Went 0 for 4 last night in the 4-3 win over the Anchorage Bucks to drop his average to .265. So look to get that on the up track here. Nardi, the pitch to Shackelford at the plate. And Shackelford laid out the butt. Here goes Gilcrease to home, and Shackelford is going to get aboard. And Gilcrease comes across to score. And that's going to be a bunt single for Shackelford. And a run scores. The Chinooks pull run on the board to make it a 3-1 deficit now.
For your Chinooks, number 9, Brandon Mitchie.
As Brandon Mitchie comes to the plate with runners on first and second and still only 1 out here. Aggressive play call there by John Groth, the Chinook head coach, but it paid off there. Shackelford was able to get on board, and Gilcrease able to come across the score. 3-1 lead now for the Miners in the bottom half of the first as Nardi looks back over to Gomez at second. Mitchie going to be attending Mercer University next year. Comes into this game with a .232 average. And the pitch from Nardi, and they have a strike 1. Last night, Mitchie went 2 for 3, scored once, and brought in 1 run and had 1 walk as he boosted his average from .208 to .232 in 1 night. And he'll look to do that same thing tonight here with a runner on first and second and an 0-1 pitch coming. And a swing and a miss, but that gets by Thomas. And the runners are now going to advance from first and second to second and third here. And now with runners on second and third, a 0-2 count, Mitchie will look to protect and at worst send this to the outfield somewhere. Alex Crotty stands on deck, the Chinook DH for tonight, as he will look to hit here in this bottom of the first. Nardi, the 0-2 pitch. And Mitchie's going to send that the opposite way, and that's going to score Gomez, and Shackelford going to be waved in. Here comes a throw, and Shackelford slides in, and safe is the call as Andy Thomas did not apply the tag, and 2 runs score for the Chinooks on an opposite 2 RBI single for Mitchie. And this game is tied at 3. And as always, on a close play, Ben Taylor, the Miners head coach, is going to have a word with the umpire. As that ball was hit hard, but because of that, the Miner left fielder, Elijah McNamee, came up throwing pretty quickly. Gomez scored easily, obviously, from third, but Shackelford, I was surprised to see him come around third, but Groth gave the go sign, and Shackelford was able to maneuver that slide to bring in the run. And now, a new ball game here, as this game is tied at 3, and the Chinooks are not done yet, as Alex Crotty comes to the plate with one away and a runner on first, and this game tied 3-3. And there goes Mitchie. And Thomas just going to take that one over strike one and just let Mitchie waltz into second on that stolen base. Not really sure why Thomas wasn't up and throwing. Maybe just having a little nap out there in the squat. Not sure. But anyway, runner standing in second with one out here. And let's see what Crotty can do. 0-1 pitch from Nardi. As Nardi looks back over to Mitchie. And we'll see if John Groth puts on the stolen base call here for Mitchie to get to third. But Crotty had a rip of a double last night to get the Chinooks on the board here. 0-1 pitch from Nardi with the runner in scoring position. Crotty sends it out to right field. And Quinn Cotton right goes back. Going to get under that. Mitchie is going to come from second to third, and he's going to get there easily. Not a totally lost cause there. As a sac fly by Crotty puts Mitchie at third with 2 outs. And we've already seen one pass ball by Nardi, the left-hander on the mound, so it could only take one pass ball, and the Chinooks could have the lead here. Hayden Mixon now steps to the plate. Last night, pitched hit and then struck out in his lone plate appearance. But apart from that, comes into this game with a 195 average, and he takes that one up high for ball one. Mitchie stands on third after he got on with a 2 RBI single. Stole second and came over third thanks to an Alex Crotty sacrifice fly to right. The 1-0 pitch from Nardi. And a swing and a miss by Mixon. Going to put this count at 1-1. Mixon has some pop in there, but it's kind of come and gone as he's trying to find some consistency at the plate. 1-1 pitch from Nardi. And that breaking ball not breaks enough. And that's going to put Mixon ahead in this count, 2-1. Alex Schmidt stands on deck. And Mike Capri's in the hole behind Schmitz. But right now, Mixon at the plate with a 2-1 count and Mitchie on third. And this game locked at 3-3. Nardi, the 2-1 pitch with 2 outs. And Mixon going to foul that off the catcher's mask for strike 2. Nardi looks in at Mixon. 2-2 pitch, Mitchie on third. 3-3 ball game here. Nardi sets and deals. And Mixon just gets some contact on that to extend this game and extend this plate appearance some more. And we'll do that 2-2 count once more. Mixon stands at the plate. Nardi on the mound. Mitchie at third. Thomas gives him the sign from the squat. And the 2-2 pitch from Nardi. And that's high and outside. And Mixon loads this count full after taking that pitch outside from Nardi. 3-2 pitch. Coming from the minor left-hander on the mound. Looking to get out of the inning and keeping this a tie ball game. Nardi, a 3-2 pitch with a runner on third and 2 outs. And Mixon ropes that in the left field, and that might be trouble. McNamee going to have to hurry. And McNamee quickly gets over there. And that's going to do it for the first inning with the Chinooks. On 2 hits, tie this game up with a 2 RBI single for Brandon Mitchie. And through one, the Chinooks have tied this game up 3-3 as Noah Jones comes back on the mound. When we come back, top of the second, this game tied at 3. Top of the second here, as that one is the first pitch. Drive out in the center, but Johnson puts that away. And a 1 pitch, 1 out, and that was Austin Boole at the plate. But Noah Jones starts this inning off in a better fashion than he did to lead things off in the first inning. Now stepping to the plate with 1 out, Preston Pavlica. Jones looks in to Pavlica with 1 away, top of the second, and puts that one in there for strike 1. Jones, the 0-1 pitch to Pavlica at the plate. That one's low and outside for ball 1. One pitch from Jones on the mound. In there for strike 2. One-two pitch coming from Jones on the mound to Pavlica at the plate. 1-2 pitch. And in there for strike 3. And there's a second out of the top of the second as Jones catches Pavlica looking there for strike. Out number 1 for Jones.
Batting for the Miners, number 29, Rainier Osmus.
Rainier Osmus now to the plate as he misses high for ball 1. Jones with 2 outs, top of the second, 3-3 ball game. Looks in on a 1-0 count. As that one down low for ball 2 to Rainier Osmus at the plate. 2-0 pitch from Jones. As that one is lifted high but sails foul for strike 1.
Sponsored by Edward Jones Financial Investments and Gavin Reeve.
Jones looks in with a 2-1 count. And that one was lifted almost identical as that one sent foul. Jones steps on the plate. Steps on the mound. And a 2-2 pitch coming to Osmus at the plate. Jones 2 away at top of the second, 3-3 ball game. Sets and throws. And that one's in the dirt for ball 3. And Osmus gets this to a full count here. Jones, the 3-2 pitch. As that one just misses low. That's going to put a 2-out base runner on for the Miners. Quinn Cotton, the leadoff hitter. He led things off in this ballgame with a double down the left field line and came around to score for the first run of the ballgame. Runner on first, 2 outs. Quinn Cotton at the plate, and Noah Jones on the mound. That one skips past Gomez, and Osmus trips over the second base bag. And for the Chinooks, they're lucky on that one. As on that wild pitch by Jones, Osmus gets over to second. And quickly, the Miners will have a chance to give this lead back once more. Gomez, after a quick meeting with his lefty Noah Jones, trots back in his catcher stance here. Cotton stands in, 1-0 count coming, and a runner on second. This game locked in at 3. Jones. And the pitch. And Jones hits that to Shackelford at short. Shackelford has to throw over to Mixon and got him. And Shackelford had to work around the runner Osmus, but gets the out anyway. And we're through 1.5, and we head to the bottom of the second. 3-3 ball game. That's the Chinooks coming to the plate. We'll be back. Alex Schmitz now to the plate to lead things off in the bottom of the second. This game tied at 3. And Andrew Nardi throws that one in as Schmitz fouls that to the backstop for strike 1. Schmitz comes into this game, the 152 batting average. Last night went 1 for 3 and 1 walk and struck out 1 time. And faces Nardi with a 0-1 count. And once again, that ball's into the backstop. And quickly, Schmitz down to an 0-2 hole. And just as Schmitz is in an 0-2 hole, my camera angle, once again, has part of the fence already back in it. 0-2 pitch from Nardi. And that one just outside for ball 1. And the 1-2 pitch from Nardi. And that one inside, and Schmitz have to do some acrobatics to get out of that one. And the 2-2 pitch from Nardi. Schmitz at the plate. And that one hangs outside for ball 3, and we're going to have a full count here. Schmitz taps that one over to first. Benefield feels that there and flips over to first. And that's going to be out number 1. I apologize for the bad camera angle, and I will get that fixed as soon as possible here as we were working on a duct tape technology system here to get this camera angle great for you. And if you can bear with me here for about 10 seconds, I'll get that fixed as Mike Capri steps to the plate. As that one misses inside for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch from Nardi. And Preece gets some contact on that. And that one's going to sail foul as the minor third baseman, Nick Brooks, run out of room there. And the 1-1 pitch from Nardi. And Preece sends that foul, and that's a bullet foul down the left field line.
Sponsored by Friends of Dan Sattler.
1-2 pitch from Nardi on the mound. Prees at the plate. And that's inside. That's off the elbow of Micah Prees. A little grimace there. And he's going to trot over to first after what I'd assume is not a pleasant feeling at all. But nonetheless, the Chinooks are going to have a 1-out base runner. As Levi Gilcrease, who had a 4-pitch walk and came around to score for the Chinooks' first run of the game, comes up with a runner on and 1 out. And Gilcrease is going to step out. And step back in here. Micah Prees on first. Gilcrease at the plate. And Andrew Nardi on the mound. With 1 away, bottom of the second. This game locked in at 3 apiece. And that one off the glove of Thomas. And Prees is going to stroll into second. As that one was a pass ball. And now, infield is going to have a little shebang out there on the mound. And now Thomas trots back behind the dish here. And now, after that pass ball, Micah Prees stands at second. Gilcrease in prime RBI opportunity here. Nardi looks in with a 1-0 pitch coming to Gilcrease at the plate. And that one's in there for strike 1. Nardi, the even count of 1-1. Prees takes his rather large lead, and he's coming to third. And now we're stuck in a pickle here. Prees going to have to slide back. And out is the call. As Nardi gets Prees picked off there.
Nice move, Coach.
And now, after Prees was picked off, good deception there by the pitcher Nardi. Gilcrease comes in with no base runners on and 2 outs and a 1-1 pitch. And that one inside, outside and low for ball 2. Two-one pitch coming from the Ventura Community College left-hander on the mound. And the Baylor Bear waits and watches that one in there for strike 2. Full count of, a 2-2 count. And Nardi throws, and that one's inside. Skips past Thomas, but doesn't mean anything with no base runners. And now Gilcrease has worked his way into a full count here. Walked in his first plate appearance. Let's see if he can do the same here. Nardi, the 3-2 pitch to Gilcrease. And Gilcrease, once again, gets on base due to a walk. And we're going to have a 2-out base runner here.
Coming to the plate for your Chinooks, number 14, Jeremy Johnson.
And now Jeremy Johnson, who also walked. And there goes Gilcrease, and once again, we're going to have a pickle, but Gilcrease is going to come in anyway. And now with the runner on second, Johnson going to look to bring him in. Give the Chinooks the lead here. Nardi looks back over to Gilcrease. Nardi Looks in, and the first pitch to Johnson with 2 outs. And a runner on second in the bottom of the second. And that one is inside for ball 1. One 0 pitch. And Johnson ropes that down left field, but sails foul for strike 1 in this plate appearance here.
Nice shot, Jeremy. Straight to that tip in his head. Bring it down.
And after that rip of a foul ball, Johnson digs in with 1-1 count. Gilcrease at second, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. One pitch from Nardi on the mound. Johnson at the plate. Gilcrease takes his lead at second, and the pitch. And that one comes in there for strike 2.
That's outside, huh?
1-2 pitch. And Johnson out to center. And that one is caught out there in center field by Preston Pavlica. And the Chinooks get a base runner, but no runs. And we're through 2 this game, tied at 3. Noah Jones and the Chinooks back on the field as we head to the top of the third. We'll be back. And now in the top of the third, Elijah McNamee up to the plate, takes that one in there for ball 1. McNamee had an RBI double to score things for the Miners to lead things off in the top of the first. And now Jones, the 1-0 pitch to McNamee. And McNamee right over to Schmitz at third, and Schmitz puts that one away on a hard line drive, and that's out number 1 here.
At the plate for the Miners, number 34, Blake Benefield.
Now Blake Benefield, who had a rip of a home run, no doubt about it. 2 RBIs on the top of the first, steps to the plate, and Jones will have to be careful here. And Benefield takes that outside for ball 1. Jones looks in, gets the call from Gomez, his catcher. And the 1-0 pitch, throws. And Benefield fouls that one off, taking up the count 1-1. One pitch. And a big swing and miss by Benefield as Jones puts that good breaking ball past him. And now we have a 1-2 count, and Jones looks to put the strikeout here on Benefield at the plate. Jones sets on the 1-2 pitch to Benefield at the plate. And Benefield rips that down the line, but that ball sails foul, and we'll have a 1-2 pitch once more. And now Jones steps back on the mound, 1-2 pitch coming again. Benefield stands in, 1-2 pitch from Jones. And that one hangs outside for ball 2. Benefield, 6 home runs after that homer in the first. Look to do the same thing here on a Jones 2-2 pitch. And Benefield, going to hit that up to the middle, but Mitchie right there. Mitchie over to Mixon, and that's out number 2 as Mitchie was playing over a little bit on a shift. Was right there for that single, or should I say hit right up the middle that Mitchie was able to get to. And now Nick Brooks steps to the plate with 2 away and nobody on in the top of the 3rd here. And Jones misses inside for ball 1. One-0 pitch. And Brooks sends that out to left field and deep. And that ball is foul.
And that foul ball sponsored by
as that one was allowed. Strike number 1. As Brooks got a hold of that one, but just went to the left. And the Chinooks catch a break there. One pitch, and that one down and low for ball 2. Two one pitch. And Brooks right to Shackelford at short. Shackelford grabs that and over to Mixon, and that's out number 3. And Noah Jones has a 1-2-3 inning. And we're through the top half of the 3rd, and the Chinooks come to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd. This game tied at 3. We'll be back after a short break. Bottom of the third now. This game tied at 3 with Justin Gomez leading things off as Andrew Nardi misses high for ball 1 to the Chinook catcher, batting from the left side. He grounded into a fielder's choice, but it came around to score to represent the second run of the game for the Chinooks, and he takes that one high and inside for ball 2. Nardi, the 2-0 pitch. And Gomez sends that high, and that's going to be given chase, and that's caught out there by Nick Brooks, the third baseman, and Gomez flies out to the third baseman to represent out number 1 here. In the bottom of the third, Aaron Shackelford stepping to the plate with 1 away, and this game tied at 3. Shackelford singled for an RBI on a suicide squeeze and got on with a bunt single and then came around to score to tie things up for the Chinooks. And Shackelford takes that one high and inside for ball 1. One 0 pitch from Nardi. And Shackelford takes that one in there for strike 1. Nardi, the even count of 1-1, and 1 out in the bottom of the third. Aaron Shackelford, low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 pitch from Nardi. And a swing and a miss by Shackelford. Has Nardi. A great slider there to get Shackelford swinging. And now a 2-2 count for the Chinook shortstop at the plate. Nardi, a 2-2 pitch. And Shackelford pops that one up foul. And that's going to keep this count at 2. 2-2 pitch once more from Nardi on the mound. And Shackelford gets some wood on that one, but once again sends that one foul.
And that foul ball sponsored by Labor's Local 341.
Two pitch. And that one hangs inside, and that's going to load the count full, 3-2. Nardi, the 3-2 pitch with 1 out, bottom of the third. And that one is tapped, foul ball. Called by the first base umpire on the first base line. Nardi, the 3-2 pitch again. And the 9th pitch of this at-bat. And Shackelford pops that one up. And that ball is caught out there by the first baseman, Blake Bitterfield, for out number 2. Now Brandon Mitchie, who had an opposite field single to tie this game up at 3, steps to the plate now. That one's outside to the Chinook second baseman for ball 1. And Mitchie hits that to Benefield at first. Benefield going to take that to the play himself. And that's out number 3 as Mitchie grounds out to first base. We're through 3. This game tied at 3. And when we come back to the top of the 4th, the Miners come to the plate. And as we come back in the top of the 4th, this game tied at 3, and Andy Thomas on the mound as the umpire calls timeout. I'm joined by Mike Batten. Mike, how you doing? Surprising me a little bit, giving me some company. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty great. Just hanging out. I ain't got nothing to do today, so I figured I'd come up here and join you.
Well, I appreciate the volunteered color commentator.
Yeah, just sitting in there eating some Rice Krispie treats. It's always nice.
Well, Noah Jones now facing Andy Thomas. Andy Thomas off to a hot start as Jones misses down low for ball 1. Mike, Noah Jones allowed 3 runs in the first, but seems to have settled down. What do you feel about Jones' outing so far through 3 innings?
And I think he just struggled in the first, He said he'll be all right. I mean, Miners are seeing the ball well today. They're usually a good hitting team. So, I don't know. Like I said, they're just seeing the ball well. He'll be okay. Settled in.
And it seems like Jones has been able to settle down. This will be his 50th pitch of the ball game so far. 1-1 pitch. And Thomas hits that over to Mixon at first. Mixon will flip over to Jones, and Jones steps on the bag for out number 1. And that's a way to keep this going. As Jones is at the 50th pitch threshold. Mike, we head out to Anchorage tomorrow, but then Kenai on Friday. How do you feel about that coming up?
Well, I'm not looking forward to the drive, but
For 4 hours.
Yeah, 3.5, I think.
Something like that.
But, talking to some of the Matthew guys, they said it wasn't too bad. They said where we stay is a pretty fun experience.
And that one's hit out deep to left field, and Preet's going to have to give chase. And that ball is off the bottom of the wall, and Dennis is going to round second but decide to stay there. And the Miners have a base runner with Austin Dennis getting a stand-up double there.
Like I said, they're really just seeing the ball well today.
That's their 3rd double of the ball game. And they've only had 4 hits.
3 of those being doubles, right?
Yep. The first 2 hits of the ball game were doubles, back-to-back stand-up doubles. And now, after that Austin Dennis double, Austin Bull steps to the plate from Grand Canyon University, the premier institution of Arizona.
Oh, man.
I am not afraid to be biased as Jones misses down low for ball 1.
Do you know him personally or no?
I don't know any baseball players personally. That's okay. I will eventually know the whole baseball team and basketball team. I only had for 1 year.
You going to broadcast next year?
I might talk to the coach about it. Got a year under the Chinooks belt. I don't know. The competition might be lowered, though. I'll have no Mike Batten and J.J. Julian and Tyler Weekly to call out there. Well, Mike, we've almost hit the halfway point here. That's crazy how fast it's going.
Man, it's been going. It's been going. I mean, I figure just to be honest, I'm really just starting to settle into a groove. Getting used to the throw-in on 4 days rest. I mean, back at school, I got a whole week to rest. Throwing on a Friday night and not coming back till the next Friday. Yeah. Then here, come back and you only get 5 days rest, and I mean, it gets tough. It's tough at first.
As that ball is sent out to Johnson in center. And here comes Dennis, going to try to tag up. But Dennis says no go. It's a good throw by Johnson. Keeps Dennis at second. Now, do you like the 4-day rest, or do you like it back home where you kind of get that 6-day, 5-day?
You know,
week
I
off?
mean, I'm just like, it's like me and Chris, Coach Beck, were talking. We were just talking about it, and, you know, I feel that getting on this routine gets you prepared for the next level. I mean, 4 days rest is what the pro guys get. And I mean that's every kid's dream, is to get to the next level, right? So
I would agree.
just trying to get used to it. I mean, 7 days rest is nice, but it's going okay with the 4.
As Jones misses down to Preston Pavlica for ball 1. Austin Dennis at second. 3-3 ball game here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th. Joined by Mike Batten in the booth. As this weather seems to be holding up for Noah Jones on the mound as he misses down low for ball 2. And like we were talking about, we head out to Anchorage tomorrow, then a 3-game road trip up to Kenai. And then
Off on
we take a
Monday.
day off. Yeah, an off day Monday. Then we have a doubleheader against the Miners. First doubleheader of the season. Mike, do you know if you'll be pitching in those, or are
I
you pitching
do
up in
not
Kenai?
believe so. I will be pitching on Friday at Kenai, and then, like I said, I got my 4 days rest. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday brings me back on Wednesday at home against the Pilots.
Wednesday at home against the Pilots. Now, you haven't faced the Pilots. You've only faced the Miners.
Yes, actually, I faced the Pilots our first game.
You did. Okay.
But that game got scratched. So
Oh, that's right. The sprinkler game.
yeah, the sprinkler
That
game.
seems years ago. As Jones misses inside for hitters count of 3-1 now. Well, that's crazy. I mean, you were talking about a pitching routine. I think everybody's getting that routine where wake up, work out, discipleship, head to the field, finish the game, and go to sleep and do the same thing over
Eat
again
some
the next
dinner,
day.
yeah. I mean, go back to the house. I mean, take a shower and go to bed. That's how it goes.
It's a little strict strategy as Pavlica fouls that one out. And that's going to load the count full here. Austin Dennis at second, and Pavlica at the plate with a full count.
Yeah, I mean, the time difference here is a lot different than back home. So, I mean, it's hard to talk to friends and stay in touch with people. I mean, it's a little rough. So, you get used to it, though.
One thing I've noticed, and this is a first world problem for sure, is my sporting news is all the games end around 8 o'clock here. And I'm like, what the heck? Where's my late night television? As Pavlica takes that walk, and we're going to have runners first and second with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
My late night sports.
Yeah, I need them. I don't get them out here. That's why we have Twitter. As Rainer Osmus, who walked in the 2nd inning, steps to the plate with runners on first and second and 2 outs. This game tied at 3. Jones sets and deals. And that one misses down low for ball 1. Jones now throw his 61st pitch of the game. And we'll see if that bullpen will get warmed up in the next inning or two. As I doubt Chris Beck, the pitching coach, wants Jones pitching a lot, especially with the 4-game road trip approaching fast.
And then that following week, we got, like I said the other day, a 9-game span, 10-game span.
As this one's hit to Shackelford at short. Shackelford's going to have to hurry across the diamond. And safe is the call. As Osmus legs out. An infield single. And now the Miners are going to have bases loaded here. And 2 outs for Quinn Cotton. And Quinn Cotton ripped a double down the left field line to open up the scoring here. And open up the game for the Miners. Always a danger. Quinn Cotton also happens to be from Grand Canyon University. But in this case, I will wish he does bad.
That's what I like to hear.
I am Chinook first, Lope second. And the 2-out pitch, and Cotton right to Mitchie. Mitchie dives and stabs that one. And that ends a stressful top of the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th. Jones gets out of a bases loaded situation. This game tied at 3. We'll be back. Chinooks coming to the plate. And we're back here in the bottom of the fourth. Alex Crotty up to the plate in this tie ball game of 3-3. And he takes that one in there for strike one. Once again, joined by Mike Batten, the Chinook right-hander. He'll be pitching on Friday in Kenai. And right now, Crotty takes that one in there for ball one.
To be honest, I don't know where that missed.
There's been a few of those this game. But the umpire has been consistent, nonetheless. And Crotty lifts that one high in the air. And that's going to be called by the minor shortstop, Austin Bull, and he puts that one away for out number one.
Now, Grand Canyon, y'all D1? You guys D1 University?
Yes, we are. We just finished our 4-year transfer period, so we'll be eligible to win all NCAA tournaments next year.
Nice.
Not saying we will win all of them.
You guys are going to be pretty good?
Yeah, well, actually, our baseball team had a few top 25 votes some weeks, and
Really?
yeah, we beat Oklahoma State, and we swept them in a series, and we beat Arizona State, and our basketball team we're called the Havocs for our student section. We're actually up there with the ranks of Duke and Kentucky, and in terms of best fan bases, is Mixon is up to the plate and now quickly down to an 0-2 hole. But our baseball team and our basketball team and even our women's volleyball team are doing really well athletic-wise. 0-2 pitch to Mixon, and that one hangs high for ball one.
So football not going to fare very well?
Well, there is no football team.
Okay.
That's fine. A little disappointing. However, our school does love to focus on basketball and baseball, and just costs so much money to put a college football team together. It's Mixon, swing and misses, and Thomas throws down to first, and there's an out. Number 2 here. Alex Schmitz now steps to the plate with 2 outs in the bottom of the fourth. This game tied at 3. Now, Southern Wesleyan, what division is that?
It's a Division 2.
Division 2. Do you have a football team?
No, we do not. We actually just finished our transfer too. This past year, we were eligible to go to the DT World Series, but
Hey, there you go.
we did not fare too well.
Oh, hey, we always got next year, right?
Oh yeah.
And Schmitz takes that one high for ball one. Well, speaking of the World Series, Florida just won yesterday against LSU.
Yeah, I mean, I got a few buddies. Alex Faedo, played against him in high school.
Great player, drafted 18th
Oh yeah, 18th overall.
to the Tigers.
Yep. Very laid back, cool kid. Just kind of go with the flow. He was very good in high school. Every time we played him, he pitched. So, I mean, I never hit against him, but I pitched against him a few times. He's pretty good. And then,
And Schmitz takes that one low for ball 2, 2-1 count.
another pitcher on their team, Billy McKay, played against him growing up. And then their right fielder, Nelson Maldonado, played against him for a little while. Grew up with him, actually. As a 14-year-old, I've seen a kid hit a 400-foot home run. It's kind of ridiculous.
400-foot home run.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, it'll be good to get back home and catch up with some of the guys.
Well, that's been interesting to hear you guys and talk about your friends that are getting drafted. And for guys that don't know what that's like, as Schmitz sends that one foul, and Bitterfield runs into the umpire and not able to get that one. That one sails foul to keep this count at 2-2. But as I was saying, it's interesting to hear you guys talk about your childhood friends. I mean, Levi Gilcrease, also from Florida.
Yep.
Knows those guys as well. And you guys grew up playing with these guys. And now they're off getting drafted and playing in the World Series. And you guys are up here in Alaska getting better and going back to your guys' school. It's interesting to see the connections you guys make. And I saw you talking to a few of the minors guys beforehand in pregame.
Yeah, actually, their left fielder, McNamee.
Elijah McNamee.
Yep, goes to Mississippi State. Actually, one of my buddies, Troy Bacon, was committed to them from JUCO down in Florida and grew up with Troy, and he knew Troy through a showcase and being committed to Mississippi State. So, but Troy went on and furthered in baseball and got drafted 4th in the 4th round.
Hey, there we go.
So, got a few friends.
Yeah, Schmitz battles up there. Fouls that one off on a full count, 3-2, and we'll have another 3-2 pitch coming up from Andrew Nardi on the mound once more. Mike Capri stands on deck for the Chinooks with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th.
You know, every baseball player is just like we're a little cocky on the field and think we're full of ourselves, but once you get off the field and once you talk to them, I mean, they're pretty nice, nice guys.
And Schmitz grounds out to the shortstop. Yes, he probably does not feel nice over there. And that's going to do it. We're through 4. This game tied at 3 as we head to the top of the 5th. Noah Jones back on the mound as the Miners come to the plate. This game tied 3-3. Elijah McNamee steps to the plate and fouls that one for strike 1. Convenient. We were just talking about how you were talking to him, and you guys have a common connection. I bet you run across a few of those guys in this league with connections.
I mean, I haven't ran into too many Florida guys. I think Levi's the only Florida guy and Alex Crotty on my team. I think those are the only guys that I've really spoke to that are from Florida that I've seen that are from Florida. So
As that ball is grounded by Schmitz at third and throw over to Mixon for out number 1. Blake Benefield, who hit a 2-run bomb in the first inning, steps to this game, tying at 3. And in the top half of the 5th, Noah Jones on the mound with 1 away. And Blake Benefield in the batter's box now.
yeah, he really got a hold of that one in the first inning.
Well, that was a no doubt about it.
Actually,
Jones, since then, has seemed to settle down here.
Yeah, I think he's leading our league in home runs.
As that ball is tapped in front of the plate, but fielded by Gomez. Behind the plate, and that's out number 2. But speaking of Benefield, yes, he actually leads the league with 6 home runs. And he has a .319 batting average, now probably a little lower thanks to that ground out. But 6 home runs, sitting over 300, can't ask for much more.
We got a leader on our team and too, Tyler Weekly.
Yep, the leader in strikeouts in the ABL so far with 26. As he has been feeling on the mound, always a joy to watch him. But overall, our pitching staff, I mean, ERA-wise, Noah Jones, it might be a little up now, giving up 3 runs. But beforehand, he was second. Daniel Sweeney was 4th, and you were right behind him at 6th.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then I think, Tyler, we all slid up. Actually, Weekly slid into that.
Weekly's coming up.
Yeah. I think we're all in the top 6, top 7 now. So,
and if our pitchers can consistently give 6-7 innings, hand off to our bullpen of Scott Smith, J.J. Julian, Robert Winslow, Preston White, we're in pretty good shape as Nick Brooks at the plate, swings and misses for strike 1. Going to make this count 1-1 now. 3-3 ball game, top of the 5th, 2 outs. Noah Jones on the mound. Nick Brooks at the plate, 0-2 in this ball game. Jones, the 1-1 pitch. As that one set out to center field and deep. Johnson going to have trouble with this one. And Johnson in front of the wall puts that one away. And out number 3, Jones. Not shaking in the top of the 5th. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, the Chinooks come to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. This game tied 3-3. Bottom of the fifth here. This game tied at 3. Mike Caprice, who was hit by a pitch in the elbow in the second, and Wisconsin stealing comes to the plate as Andrew Nardi on the mound puts that one in there for a strike 1 to the left-handed hitting left fielder. The 0-1 pitch from Nardi. And Priest sends that opposite field and has a chance to drop. And that ball is going to go foul. Whew. That was a close call there. Looked like it might have been fair.
It looked like the ball was fair.
As that was allowed. Strike number 2. As Priest sent that one into left field. It looked like it was fair, but then again, we're not the umpire, and we don't have the view of that third base umpire. So he was right on top of that one, and Priest will drop back to the batter's box with a 0-2 count, awaiting him here. And that had triple written all over it for Priest if that ball was called fair. Nobody out, bottom of the fifth, 0-2 pitch coming up to Mike Caprice, the Chinook left fielder. Nardi winds and throws. And Priest sends that to Benefield at first. Benefield flips over to Nardi at first, and that is out. Number 1 here in the bottom of the fifth. Levi Gilcrease, who has walked twice in the first inning, walked that came around to score for the first run of the game for the Chinooks.
Make some noise for number 10, Levi Gilcrease.
Comes up with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the fifth here. Levi talking to his Baylor teammate, the catcher, Andy Thomas. Now, Mike, apart from JJ, are there any teammates up here in this league?
No, they're not. Actually, I got a few teammates down in I got one teammate down in the Florida League, and actually another one that just committed to our school that's also playing on the same team as my buddy that's actually my teammate. Got a few guys in the Sun Belt League in Georgia, and
as Gilcrease belts that one to left field, and McNamee gave that one a dive. That ball goes foul, and Gilcrease unloaded on that one, but that one went a little bit to the left side of things, and Gilcrease now down to an 0-2 hole after a loud strike number 2.
And then, like I was saying, I mean, I got a few other friends that are in some leagues, but I mean, I asked them, I said, how's the competition? And they say, it's okay. And I was like, I said, you got a lot of D1 guys over there? Like, yeah. But I mean, they're in some shock when they hear about all the guys that are in this league and
Yeah, some good guys in this league.
how people talk about how this is one of the best leagues in the nation.
Well, I would say it is arguably the second best league behind the Cape Cod League, and I think there is no shame in saying that.
Not at all. Cape Cod League is
It's something.
pretty outstanding.
1-2 pitch coming to Gilcrease at the plate with Jeremy Johnson on deck, 1 away. Nardi, the 1-2 pitch. And Gilcrease just gets some wood on that one to extend this at bat. 1 more pitch.
Man, I tell you what, I slept for like 14 hours the other day, and it was amazing.
Well, you have to take advantage of all those off days. As we have a few games stand as Gilcrease swings and misses for out number 2. As that is Nardi's second strikeout of the game. Only 2 hits so far through 4 2/3. So Nardi, yes, he has given up 3 runs, but not much hitting going on for the Chinooks. Jeremy Johnson stepped in the plate, 0 for 2 in this game. Should I say 0 for 1 as he walked in the first inning and flew out to center field in his second attempt in the second inning.
Jeremy's been coming on pretty hot lately, seeing the ball really well.
He's been having good contact in the plate. Hitting a lot of balls in the gap.
Ball's
Same can be
hard
said about
everywhere.
the guy behind him.
Yeah.
A 1 pitch to Johnson at the plate. And that one drops in for strike 2, and Johnson down to a quick 0-2 hole here against Andrew Nardi, who has been feeling it of late on the mound. 2 outs, bottom of the fifth, 3-3 ball game, 0-2 pitch coming from the minor left-hander, and delivers. And that one is in there for strike 3, and the Chinooks go down 1-2-3 through 5. This game is tied at 3. We'll be back as we head to the top of the 6th. Top of the sixth here is Jones. Puts that one in there to Andy Thomas for strike one. Thomas over 2 in this ball game. Jones on the mound in a 3-3 ball game. A 1 pitch. And that one is high and inside for ball 1.
It's a good pitch right there by Noah. Don't know where that ball missed.
Seems like Jones doesn't really hold a lot of velocity in terms of fastball, but can just get guys out consistently.
No, pitching contact, keeping the ball down, and
That was good pitch framing there by his catcher Gomez to get strike 2.
I had a coach that once told me, count ground balls, not strikeouts.
You've said that before here, and I
Yep.
would have to agree with you. Some pitchers are made for ground balls, while some are for strikeouts, but as long as they get outs, doesn't matter how it's done. As Thomas in there now, facing Jones with a 2-2 pitch coming up. And nobody out top of the 6th. 3-3 ball game here. Jones, the 2-2 pitch to Andy Thomas at the plate. And Thomas sends that to center. Johnson rolls over to his left and puts that away for out number 1.
I was actually talking to Chris today about about where our pitching staff stood in the league as far as ERA, and I couldn't find where we stand as a team.
Well, and I have to be interested to see that, as it would have to be high, if not the top. And thanks to the power of Google, we can find that out as
There
that
it
one
is.
is in for ball 1. Well, it looks like ERA,
We were sitting in
Chinooks are third with a 3.69 ERA. The Miners hold a 2.95 ERA. In terms of opponent batting average, and went somewhere as that ball's lifted and high and deep to left field. And Prees, the diving catch, and he makes the catch out in left field to save extra bases for Austin Dennis. What a play by Micah Prees out there.
Man, the dust on a warning track really kicked up on that
Woo!
one. He is covered.
Micah Prees, with the center fielder legs that he possesses, keeps no runners on here as there are now 2 outs, and Austin Bull, who's over 2 in this game, steps to the plate.
Is this our pitching?
This is still our pitching you're looking at here. As Austin Bull takes one high from Noah Jones for ball 1. Chinooks also hold the tied for third in opponent batting average. The 1-0 pitch up high for ball 2. Now, if you look at team batting totals, probably not as high, as we actually are the worst in the league in terms of batting average.
We'll get it up.
That's okay. Hit
I'll take
228 as a team. And that one's hit to Mitchie at second. Mitchie fields that, calmly throws over to Mixon. And that is the end of the top half of the 6th. Noah Jones, once again, a 1-2-3 inning. This game tied at 3 as we head to the Chinooks bottom of the 6th. We'll be back.
Tricky.
And as we're back in the bottom of the 6th, Andrew Nardi back out there. As Justin Gomez to the plate, over 2 in this ball game. As he leads things off here and takes that one low for ball 1. Nardi, the 1-0 pitch. And a big swing and a miss by Gomez to make it a 1-1 count now.
Yeah, Nardi put himself in a tough situation in the first inning.
As it seemed, he was pitching well, but gave up 3 runs, and he puts that one in there for strike 2. But, I mean, he's only given up 2 hits. He has walked 3 guys. He did start off shaky, giving up 2 back-to-back walks.
Yep.
But after that first, it's calmed down here. The 1-2 pitch to Gomez. And
Both guys have
beautiful
really calmed
breaking
down.
ball. Jones has really only been in trouble once since the first inning when he gave up a 2-out double. And Mitchie, and then he loaded the bases, but then Mitchie out second stabbed a line drive as Nardi hangs that one just a tad high, and this count is full at 3-2. Gomez comes into this plate appearance with a .250 batting average. Andrew Nardi winds and throws the 3-2 pitch, and that one's low. And the Chinooks are going to have a leadoff base runner.
3-2 breaking ball right there. Just trying to get him to chase, not thinking a 3-2 breaker was going to come and everything else.
Well, good job by Gomez to lay off there. And Gomez, one of the more aggressive hitters, always looking to put a ball in the gap somewhere. And the same can be said for this hitter, Aaron Shackelford. Over 2 in this ball game. Flew out to first base after a long 9-pitch battle in his last batting attempt. And now comes to the plate with a runner on first and nobody out here in this 3-3 ball game. Throw over to Gomez.
See if Shaq can do something here.
Well, if there's one guy I would place my bet on to do something big, it would be this guy. Bottom of the 6th, 3-3 ball game. And that one is in there for strike 1 to Aaron Shackelford at the plate. Gomez at first after he worked his way to a walk to get on base. Andrew Nardi on the mound as there's some warming up going on for the Miners in their bullpen. The 0-1 pitch from Nardi with a runner on board. And that one outside for ball 1. Andy Thomas, the catcher, tried to pitch frame that a little bit, but not able to put that one in enough. 1-1 count now to the Chinook shortstop with Brandon Mitchie on deck. Mitchie got the Chinooks on the board with an opposite 2 RBI single in the first inning. And we'll look to it here with a runner in scoring position if Shackelford can move Gomez over. And Shackelford will do just that as that ball's trouble. And Shackelford, that ball's thrown past Spitalfield. Gomez is going to get to third base. And Shackelford is going to come to second. And now the Chinooks are in business with runners on second and third and nobody out. After the Miner second baseman, Rainer Rasmus, had to really come over there. And he got there, but had to rush the throw. And that ball was low. And Benefield could not get his hands on that one. And now with runners on second and third, Brandon Mitchie coming to the plate here. With nobody out and a 3-3 ball game, perfect opportunity here for the Chinooks to put them ahead here.
So Caleb, what day are you flying home? Or do you know yet?
Right now, it's scheduled for August 6th, so hopefully that's after our championship after party.
Yeah, let's hope.
That's the plan.
Now, what are you gonna fly through Seattle again, or?
I think that's the plan. I believe so. I actually have to fly straight to Phoenix.
Yeah, I'm flying.
I have to be at GCU August 7th for
Ooh.
leadership training.
Wow.
What can I say? I do it for the people, Mike.
It's gonna be no summer for you.
Hey, I got my summer right here. Is Mitchie, and that's in the center. And Gomez scores, and right behind him comes Shackelford. And Mitchie, for the second time in this ballgame, delivers a 2 RBI single. And the Chinooks take a 5-3 lead.
There's a good piece of hitting right there by Mitchie.
Great
Going right
job
back
by
up
the
middle.
Australian native Brandon Mitchie to bring home 2, and the Chinooks are up 5-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Well, Mitchie showing aggression there. First pitch swinging, and that's going to do it for Andrew Nardi. As we are going to have a pitching change after Brandon Mitchie ripped a single up the middle, and the Chinooks take a 5-3 lead. We're going to take a quick break as the pitching change for the Miners. We'll be back. And as we're back here in the bottom of the 6th, a pitching change for the Miners. The Chinooks up 5-3 after moments ago. Brandon Mitchie ripped a single up the middle and scored 2. As a new pitcher on for the Miners, Nolan Monaghan. Or Monaghan. I honestly do not know how to pronounce that last name. Is in for the plate, in for the Miners here. In 7 2/3 innings pitched, has a 3.52 RA, struck out 4. And walked 2 and gave up 9 hits. The Chinooks have not seen him so far this season. And this will be the first time tonight with Brandon Mitchie on first and Alex Crotty at the plate. Crotty had the bunt down, but Monaghan could not find the strike zone there. Mitchie will not be surprised if he has the stolen base opportunity here. With Alex Crotty at the plate 0 for 1 in this game as he has a sac fly in the first to put the runner from second to third. 2-0 pitch to Crotty. Crotty had the bunt down, but the left-hander Monaghan throws back over. Monaghan from Wasilla, Alaska. So Alaskan native. But we've seen a few of those. As Crotty puts the bunt down, and he executes this good. As Mitchie is going to get over to first and second. And for the second time in this ball game, Crotty has a sac hit. Hayden Mixon now coming to the plate with a runner in scoring position, 1 out. This game 5-3 in favor of your Chugiak Chinooks.
Had some trouble down the first baseline with the second baseman and umpire. Had a little collision down there.
That's the second time that first base umpire has gotten in the way of a Miners. We're completely okay with that.
Hope he's all right, though. I mean,
that's true.
Don't need him to get no workman's comp.
Well, I remember yesterday against the Bucks, and when Alex Crotty was catching, Dominic Calaccio came home to score, but he tripped, it looked like, and head first slammed in the home plate.
Yeah. He tripped over Alex Crotty's foot.
That's
is
what
it
I
looked
thought.
like.
And Mixon, who struck out on a drop third strike in the fourth and flew out to left field, comes to the plate with a runner on second in this 5-3 ball game with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. And Mixon watches that one low for ball 1.
Man, I am yawning up here. I am getting tired. It's only 8:45.
It's all hitting us. Well, we are only 2 days away from July.
Man,
And that means we are almost 1 month away from being done with this season. That is insane to think about.
I will be honest with you, Caleb. I mean, I'm looking forward to go home, but I mean, it's gonna be hard to leave.
It will.
There's some days where I'm wanting to go home more than others, and just ready to get back home and see the fam. So, see
Well, I
some
can
friends.
definitely agree with you on that, as I know my mother and father are watching, and I miss them very much, but I know that they are glad I'm up here, and I know your parents are supporting you up here, as I'm sure it's hard on them, as mothers do. But I can definitely relate to the missing home sometimes more than others, as Mixon sends that, and that gets through. And here comes Crotty, and the throw from McNamee comes home, and Crotty head first slide, and Mixon has an RBI single, and the Chinooks have a 6-3 lead. Excuse me, that was Brandon Mitchie who came home. He got there thanks to a Crotty sacrifice. Brandon Mitchie slides in home safely for a 6-3 lead. And Hayden Mixon with an RBI single, as that ball was ripped hard, and Austin Bull could not handle that by the short. Over there at short.
So, what's your parents think about you going straight to school instead of going home to see them?
Well, frankly, they really have no choice. I mean,
So, how far are you away from home?
I am about a 13-hour drive from
Mm.
Bay Area, San Francisco, California area to Phoenix, Arizona. It's only a short drive of, well, I should say, if it's just my dad in the car, it's probably an 8-hour drive. You add my mom, probably a 10 or 11 hour. She's probably not going to be happy I said that, but my dad is probably smiling on the green as Schmitz fouls that one off for strike 2. But yeah, August 6th is when I'm headed out to fly here. And then August 7th, I have leadership training, as I have a student body president campaign to start getting ready for. Dream big, Mike. If
Yeah,
you
dream
if you shoot
big.
for the moon, you're bound to fall in a star. There's millions of them.
Oh, yeah.
And Schmitz hits that slowly to the pitcher. Monaghan got to throw over to second and get Mixon the lead runner, as that's a fielder's choice, as Mixon gets thrown out there. And now Mike Caprice comes to the plate with a runner on first and 2 outs.
Number 24, Mike Capri.
So you said it's 13 hours?
It's about a 12, 13-hour drive. My dad and I drove back from, because I had to take my truck back.
Yeah.
I was ready to drive by myself, and I was like, no, Dad, I'm 19 years old. I can do it by myself, as Prees watches that one for strike 1. I ultimately conceded to my dad. And
No, I mean,
he drove.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice having somebody to ride with you and talk to, so you don't get lonely on the road.
Well, we had George Strait and Frank Sinatra playing the whole ride home,
Oh, yeah.
and that made my job easier.
Frank Sinatra might put me to sleep.
Oh, is that in a good way or bad way?
I don't know. I think it's a good way.
You think. Frank Sinatra, good old Blue Eyes, the greatest performer of all time. Mike Caprice now with an 0-2 count and a runner on first with 2 away. And that one hangs high for ball 1 with Alex Schmidt staying on first.
Yeah, I am a George Strait fan, though. I will say that.
Favorite song by George Strait?
Let's see. Probably I Got a Car.
I Got a Car. I've never heard that one.
Really?
I'll be honest. I really only listened to his. Now, maybe that car was popular as Mike Caprice fouls that one away. But I listened to his top 50 tracks, and that was not on there. I have heard that one, though.
Yeah.
That's a newer one.
Yes.
It's not really. That's what I thought. My favorite has to be The Chair.
Okay.
Oh, that gets me in the groove.
Does.
Greatest pickup line of all time. And that one rings Prees up looking. And that's going to do it. And the Miners finally get out of the 6th. But the Chinooks on 4 hits. 3 hits, but 3 runs. 4 runs. I'm all messed up. I'm just happy the Chinooks are in the lead. On 3 hits, the Chinooks plate 3 and have a 6-3 lead as Noah Jones comes back on the mound. We're through 6-3 ball games. We head to the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th here as Preston Pavlica comes to the plate as Noah Jones misses down low for ball 1. 6-3 ball game here.
A little action down in the Chinooks bullpen.
As that looks like
Preston White, I want to say it is. Yep, that is Preston.
Preston White, the big 6'5" right-hander from the Masters University as Pavlica fouls that one off. Preston White, who's warming up, drafted in the 38th round by the Dodgers, electing to continue his schooling. Hard decision, nonetheless. Because I don't know if I could turn down the opportunity to go pro.
I don't know. I don't think I could, to be honest with you.
As Jones misses inside and low for ball 2. But you do have to respect the decision.
Yes, I do.
Continue schooling and improve his draft stock and
I think there
on
was
trucking.
Yeah, I mean, always can improve your draft stock. So
2-1 pitch from Jones, and Pavlica rips that into left field. And the Miners are going to have a leadoff base runner as Pavlica gets aboard with a single to left field. And now Rainer Osmus, who walked in the second and singled in the first, comes aboard here.
now I think Chris Beck wouldn't give Noah too much of a leash here. I mean, I think he just broke 80 pitches, so.
Well, that is now 83 pitches for the Chinook left-hander on the mound. So I would assume this is probably his last inning.
Let's see if he can get out of this and get a ground ball right here.
As with the leadoff hitter on deck, Quinn Cotton, would not be surprised if Chris Beck pulls the plug and puts in the 6'5" right-hander. But right now we're focused on Noah Jones as he misses down and low for ball 1. One-0 pitch to the Chinook second baseman. Excuse me, to the Miners second baseman. With the runner on first and nobody out, top of the 7th, 6-3 lead for the Chinooks. That ball hangs high, and Jones struggling to find his command here late in this ball game.
Very laid-back crowd tonight.
A little, yeah, that is true. Not as passionate as that ball is ripped down left field, but that ball is going to sail foul for strike 1 here.
Bullpen getting a little scared down there is what it looked like.
Well, they all act tough out there, but they get scared just like the rest of us.
They're a bunch of softies.
I would say the same for, I think, everybody on this team. We're just a bunch of kids playing the game we love. 2-1 pitch from Jones. That one's inside for ball 3. Hitter's count of 3-1 with nobody out and a runner on first. Jones has to be careful here with the leadoff hitter and Quinn Cotton on deck. 3-1 pitch from Jones. And that one's hit into the gap, and this could be trouble, but Johnson is going to have to take that on the hop. And this is going to be trouble, as there are now runners on the corners And nobody out.
Yeah, I have a feeling right here is going to be it's going to be probably about it for Noah.
Well,
We'll
we'll
see.
keep an eye. It's Quinn Cotton.
He's pitched a great game so far.
He has.
Settled down after that first and found his groove and kept going.
And here we do. We do have Chris Beck coming to the mound. And we'll see if this is just a meeting or if this is a change. As Preston White has started throwing 100% down there, as it looks like he still needs a little time to warm up. We'll see what the final say is here. And that's going to do it. And Preston White is going to come on. A good performance by Noah Jones. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout on 88 pitches. And the big right-hander, Preston White, comes on to inherit. 2 runners on the corners, and nobody out in this 6-3 ball game. We're going to take a quick break as the Chinooks have a pitching change. And as we come back in the top of the 7th, new pitcher on for the Chinooks, the 6'6" right-hander Preston White. And in 4 2/3 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, a 3.85 ERA, and 5 hits. We last saw Preston White June 23rd against the Bucks. Had a clean inning of 1 inning, and now he comes facing Quinn Cotton as he misses outside for ball 1 to lead off hitter for the Miners.
Ugh. Hope I'm not getting sick.
Well, I think a lot of people, and that's what you have to worry about on that trip to Kenai. Can't be staying up late.
Not me. I'm a go to
You
bed.
say that
pretty early.
now. Say that now.
Yeah, I know. I think I'll be in bed pretty early. I like to go to sleep. I like my sleep.
I would agree with that.
I need my beauty rest.
That's one way to call it. That's one way to put it. And the 1-0 pitch misses high for ball 2. 2-0 count now to the Miner leadoff hitter Quinn Cotton. GCU teammate Preston Pavlica stands at 3rd, and Rainer Osmus at 1st. And Preston White on the mound here. 2-0 pitch coming to the Miner right fielder.
There's a lot of Grand Canyon kids on this team.
Well, there's a lot to choose from talent-wise. As that one's right at the middle. Good play by White. Throws over to Mitchie, and he didn't step on the plate. And that was a little bit of miscommunication. They do get Quinn Cotton, so they do get an out. But Mitchie had no foot on the bag.
He looks like there's a little miscommunication up the middle right there. We still got an out, so I mean it's 2 outs and see if he can get out of this.
1 out
right here.
actually.
1 out.
There's only 1 out.
See if
now
he
I
can get
have
out
to
of
adjust
this.
my scoring here. As that one is in there for strike one. As now, with one away, Elijah McNamee to the plate with runners on second and third, and one away in the top of the seventh. And that one's outside for ball one. It looked like when White fielded that, a little miscommunication between Shackelford and Mitchie on who was going to catch that and step on second. Mitchie caught it, but never stepped on the bag.
Yeah, I don't think they thought that ball was going to get caught by Preston. Mitchie looks like he was a little bit shaded to get ready to field that ground ball, and next you know, Preston snagged it.
1-1 pitch. In there for strike two. A generous strike call there. 1-2 count. This would be a great strikeout opportunity, especially with the big right-hander Blake Benefield on the mound, on deck. 1-2 pitch, one away, top of the seventh, 6-3 lead for the Chinooks. As McNamee at the plate calls time. Pavlica on third, Osmus at second, McNamee at the plate, and Preston White on the mound. With a 1-2 pitch coming his way, and one out in the top of the seventh.
Looks like all the snow melted off the mountains.
It's so actually when I went hiking on this weekend, there was snow just in random places. That one's inside to McNamee to put the count 2-2 even.
Where'd you hike this weekend?
North Face.
Let's try it.
Up
North
in
Face.
Girdwood. It was beautiful. It took the life out of me. But nonetheless,
We had a few guys
Good hike.
hike Bear Mountain too, I think.
that's what I heard.
Hope they were carrying.
A lot of hiking going on. And the 2-2 pitch from White. That one's found to the backstop.
There's a reason why it's called Bear Mountain.
I would assume that's because there's a lot of bears.
Yes.
Well, I hope they take bear spray with them, or at least had a group with them. My host dad, who I'm staying with, takes a gun and bear spray on our hikes, so I feel protected.
Yeah, I
I'm a
don't know.
retired Coast Guard person, so
I don't feel if I would carry bear spray, I'd feel very protective.
as that one hits at the shortstop, Shackelford. Shackelford going to go over to first, and that's out number two as the run does score from third. And now, Osmus came from second to third on that ground out, and Pavlica came home. This is a 6-4 game. That was not the worst case, as I'm sure with a 3-run lead, now a 2-run lead, the
not bad.
Chinooks would trade it out for a run. And it's now with a runner on third, 6-4 lead with 2 outs in the top of the seventh, Blake Benefield, who can tie this game up with one swing of the bat, as Mitchie stands on a shift at second, and the pitch from White outside and high for ball one. Now, if you're White on the mound, are you attacking Benefield, knowing even if he has that power, or are you?
Yeah, I mean Benefield hasn't really. I mean, the past 2 games he's done some stuff against us, but I mean, for the most part, I feel like we've kept him pretty quiet.
As he fouls that one in the catcher's glove to even up the count 1-1 here. Runner on third, 2 outs, top of the seventh, 6-4 lead for the Chinooks. And the big right-hander on the mound and the big right-hander on the plate. Well, let's see who wins this battle of power guys between the pitcher and batter. 1-1 pitch. And Benefield right to White, and White, an athletic display, and fields that. And after having runners on the corners, nobody out, the Chinooks only surrender 1 run, and they keep the lead we had to the bottom of the seventh this game, 6-4 in favor of your Chinooks. And as we're back here in the bottom of the 7th, your Chinooks lead 6-4 as Levi Gilcrease comes to the plate and a big swing and a miss for strike one.
Number 10, Levi Gilcrease.
Nolan Monigan on the hill again for the Miners after he came in relief. Gave one hit, but did surrender 3 runs that are in Nardi's score count as he puts that one and drops that one in there for strike 2.
No, are we still in 3rd place in the league, I think?
We are firmly entrenched in the 3rd place position at an 8-9 record. Could be worse. Could be a lot better.
Could be worse.
As that one hangs high for ball 1. These Miners have a 12-7 record. In other Alaska baseball lead, the Bucks lead the Pilots 4-1 in the bottom of the 7th. So if they hold on, they will be 12-7 as Gilcrease fouls out the backstop. So if both results hold, that means a Chinooks win over the Miners.
We'll drop the Miners down to 2nd. Moves the Bucks to 1st.
Yep, the Bucks will take the lead as they'll be 12-7, and the Miners will be 12-8, and we will be at 500 if we can hold on to this lead. As that ball drops down 2-2.
And that puts us 3 games back. 2.5, 3.
He will be 3 games back. No, 2.5. Take that back. 2-2 pitch from Modigan. And Gilcrease fouls that one down the left field line. As it seems, really, the Miners and the Bucks are really the 2 teams that
Really 2 teams to beat.
it seems like it, but it seems we beat the Bucks in most of our games. And the
Yeah.
Miners,
I mean-
past 2 times we played them, we should have beat them.
Yeah.
And a big swing and a miss, and that strikeout. Swing in there for Gilcrease for out number 1.
They want to remind you, if we call out the winning ticket number for those bicycles, please claim your bike tonight. Just go down to the Team Sports Hit right now. We have our winners. Thank you so much.
Jimmy Johnson now stepping to the plate with 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd. And that one is hit to bullet short. This is going to be a close play. And out is the call as Johnson just barely misses an infield single there. Justin Gomez now comes to the plate with 2 outs.
Justin Gomez.
The pitch from Monigan in there for strike 1 to the big left-hander, Justin Gomez. The 0-1 pitch with 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. In there for strike 2. Monigan looks in, 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. And a swing and a miss by Gomez, and the Chinooks go down quietly, 1-2-3. And we're through 7. Chinooks hold a 6-4 lead as we head to the top of the 8th. And as we're back in the top of the 8th, Preston White on the mound once again. As he faces Nick Brooks, who's 0 for 3 in this game. Flew out to center field in the 5th. And his last at bat now comes to the plate, down 2. As the Chinooks have a 6-4 lead here in the top of the 8th. As we'll see, Preston White can keep this lead where it's at. And the first pitch. And that one is swung foul for strike 1. White ahead now, 0-1. White sets and throws. And Brooks, that's going to be a tough play for Mitchie. Mitchie fields that, throw to Mixon, and there. And it's out number 1. Good way to start this inning for Preston White on the mound.
Coming to the plate for the Miners, number 25, Andy Thomas.
You know, Caleb, most of our pitchers on our team probably. Yeah, I know most of us are. Actually, a lot of pitchers in this league are teams aces, and come over here and you get bumped down second, third in the rotation. It's a little setback for you on your, coach asks you where you're throwing at, tell him. I mean, he just like my coach. He asked me, where am I at in the rotation? I said, okay. I know my coach used to coach up here, so him and Beck are good friends. So
well, he must understand the competition level, and
oh yeah, he does.
It's all strategy too. You don't want maybe a righty coming after a righty or something like that as White misses inside for ball 1. But no, that's a good point you make. I mean, there's a lot of even in the batting order too. Some of these guys used to be in leadoff, and they're down to the 8-7 hole. As White puts that one in there for strike 2 to Andy Thomas, the catcher, who's at the plate.
I mean, you got guys that bat 3-4 hole for their school, and they come over here and
they're on the bench.
Yeah, or batting late in the order.
As White misses inside and low for ball 2. But it's all mentality too, just knowing that you got to fight for your spot and fight for playing time because they aren't just going to give it to you. 2-2 pitch from White, and that one just hangs high for ball 3. Surprised that was not a strike.
And when you get that playing time, you need to show them what you got.
Take full advantage of it.
Exactly.
As White now looking to take full advantage of his playing time. The full count of 3-2 and 1 away, top of the 8, 6-4 lead for the Chinooks. And the full count pitch. And that one's right back to White as White had to bend out of the way to get out of that one, as that was a bullet.
As a pitcher, it's scary. Having a ball hit right back at you.
As White narrowly missed from getting plunked in the face there. Would not have been surprised at all if he made that catch. As now the Miners have a base runner on and 1 away. As Thomas singles to center field to lead things off, or to start things off here. And we have a pitch runner for Andy Thomas.
Number 12.
In the pitch run for the Miners,
Mike Antico in the pitch run. And we'll keep an eye on him to see where he goes. As I'm sure that means Pete Durkay or Mason Fishback will come on to catch for Mike Antico. Runner on, 1 out. Facing Austin Dennis at the plate. And a 6-4 lead.
Action down there in the Miners bullpen as the right-hander gets loose. Chinook still nobody up.
As that one's in there for strike 1. A 1 count now. The DH for the Miners. As White throws back over to Antico, the pitch runner standing on first. White looks in to Dennis. 0-1 pitch coming up. 1 out, top of the 8th. And that one is past Schmitz at third. And we're going to have runners on first and second and 1 away.
And we just heard from Master Chef Bill Waddell that hamburgers and hot dogs are half off at the Chinook Shack.
And now Austin Bull, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Will hit from the left side tonight, facing the right-hander on the mound. And Mike Antico on second after he came in to pitch run for Andy Thomas. And Austin Dennis on first after he ripped a single to left. And the Chinooks will have to work here to keep this lead.
So you excited about our doubleheader coming up next week?
You know,
Announce 2 games in one day?
that's about 6 hours worth of material I got to come up with.
Yeah.
But we'll get it through as White misses outside for ball 1. We'll definitely need you and Tyler Weekly to join me in the booth.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I know I have to pitch the following day, so may have to be doing a chart. So we shall see.
1-0 pitch from White with runners on first and second, 1 out. And that ball is hit to Shackelford. This might be double play. Shackelford not able to get the double play. Throws over to Mixon. Safe is the call. And now the
Bases
Chinooks
are loaded.
going to have to work with bases loaded, and the Miners in prime position here.
It's a tough play for Shackelford right there.
And it was, as he was probably focused on trying to get the double play, as that ball was a little trinkle. And now Preston Pavlica, who's 1 for 2 in this game, struck out, looking in the second, walked in the fourth, and singled and came around to score in the 7th. Comes on in prime RBI position with 1 away and bases loaded in the top of the 8th. 6-4 lead here. As Preston White hoping to get out of this inning. It only takes 1 ground ball.
See if he can get a comebacker right here. Go home to first. Corners are in. See if he can't cut the run off at home.
And that ball is outside for ball 1. The worst thing would be a pass ball, as I'm sure Mike Antico would easily come home to score.
Yeah, he's a speedster for sure.
That's for sure out there on third. And with a deep backstop, that almost guarantees a run. But right now we're hoping not for pass ball. 1-0 pitch from White. Pavlik at the plate. Bases loaded, top of the 8th. And that's in there for strike 1. Well, it seems like every game for the Miners and the Chinooks, it's either been a blowout or a close game late.
Yeah.
There's no in between. No 5-3 or 5-2 win. No easy road, I would say, for either team, except in a blowout. 1-1 pitch from White. And a swing and miss by Pavlica. And White ahead here, 1-2.
We've been playing pretty well lately, so knock on wood right there.
Well, you didn't knock on wood the last time. And Tyler Weekly surrendered. I believe it was a run.
Yes, it was. Sorry,
1-2
Tyler.
pitch from White. And that's hangs up high for ball 2. As White will have to be careful here, as he does have a pitch to work with, but he does not want to load this count, as he is 1 walk away from bringing in a run from third. 2-2 pitch, 1 away, bases loaded, top of the 8th, 6-4 lead for your Chinooks. And Preston Pavlica facing a 2-2 count at the plate. White checks and throws. And that's down low, and now White's really going to have to buckle up here and throw a strike.
That was close right there.
Full count. Bases loaded, 1 out. Top of the 8th.
Looks like they're going to have a pitch hitter on deck.
Justin Ammons standing on deck. As we'll see what happens if he even gets to the plate. 3-2 pitch. And that plunks Pavlica. And that's going to bring a run home. And still bases loaded with 1 out. This is not a good thing to see for the Chinooks.
No, it's not. All we need is a ground ball right here and get out of this.
Desperately need a ground ball for double play. That's Justin Ammons. Comes on to pitch it here. Justin Ammons from University of Tennessee. And he's off to a hot streak here in this Alaska Baseball League. Definitely has the pop to put this ball in the outfield somewhere, and that's all the Miners when asked for here, is they would love a hit, but worst case, just send this to the outfield and tie this game up with a sac fly.
Really need a ground ball right here.
Keep this lead and get out of this inning, and we'll pay attention. And that one is in there for
strike.
strike 1. White now with an 0-1 count to the Miners pitch hitter, Justin Ammons. Bases loaded, 6-5 lead with 1 away in the top of the 8th. And Ammons, and that's going to trinkle. Shackelford able to
right
get under that one, and that is a good outcome as Ammons lines out to the shortstop, and now top of the order. Quinn Cotton comes to the plate with 2 outs, bases loaded, and a 6-5 lead for the Chinooks. And White probably was holding his breath there as that ball looked like it might be able to get past Shackelford at short, but Shackelford takes a few steps back and puts that away for out number 2. 2 outs, top of the 8th, 6-5 lead for the Chinooks. Bases loaded. Quinn Cotton up to the plate. And we'll see if Preston White can get out of this and keep the lead for the Chinooks. And that one's in there for strike 1 to Quinn Cotton at the plate. Cotton 1 for 4 in this game, opened things up with a double and came around to score for the first run of the ball game, but since has been shut down.
Yeah, I think Quinn Cotton's one of their hottest players on the team right now.
He's one of the hottest players in the league.
Yeah.
That's his batting average, I think, is good for second in the league. 0-1 pitch from White. And they're going to say no go to that.
I don't know where that one missed right there.
Well, I don't think it did miss. I just think the umpire missed the call.
Might have. We had a few of those lately, past few games.
That's true. That is true. And now an even count of 1-1. It's interesting to hear from. Actually, I had a player last night. He'll remain unnamed as Cotton. And that's going to get through. And that's going to be through. And 1 run scores for the Miners. And here comes the second. And the Miners take a 7-6 lead here as Quinn Cotton singles to center.
I didn't think that was going to squeak through there. Thought the ball was softly enough to hit so that Shackelford could have got to that.
And now, Preston White on the mound is going to have to work here to keep this a 1-run deficit for the Chinooks as the Miners have put 3 on the board to regain the lead, 7-6. 2 outs, top of the 8th, 7-6 lead for the Miners, and runners on first and second for Elijah McNamee at the plate. And that ball is outside and high for ball 1. One 0 count. The Mississippi State left fielder. He calls time at the plate. One 0 pitch from White. And a swing to miss by McNamee. Frustrating here for the Chinooks.
It is. It is.
They get a lead over the first place team and give it right back.
Feel like we always play the Miners pretty well.
Miners and the Bucks have been the 2 teams that have been most competitive. And the 1-1 pitch, and McNamee fouls that one out of play, and White 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. 1-2 pitch, runners on first and second. Top of the 8th, 7-6 lead for the Miners. They came into this inning down 6-4. And I put 3 in the score sheet to take a 7-6 lead. Elijah McNamee at the plate. And White steps off and watches Preston Pavlica back.
So Caleb, you going to do any fishing while you're up here?
I've been thinking about it, actually. I never actually caught a fish yet in my lifetime.
Really?
I'm more of an inside guy.
It's fun to get out every once in a while.
As White rings up McNamee, but not before the Miners put a 3-hole. And the Chinooks head to the bottom of the 8th, down 1, 7-6. And we'll see if the Chinooks can tie or regain the lead as we head to the bottom of the 8th. And as we head to the bottom of the 8th here, Chinooks down 7-6. Aaron Shackelford and Love Shack, baby. Looking to start things here in the bottom of the 8th.
Shack.
New pitcher on. Thaddeus Ward
Love Shack.
from Central Florida. Mike, you got a little vocal rhythm I see there.
Not really. Try.
Hey, everybody can sing. Whether they can sing good or not, that's the next question I got to
Very true.
ask. Thaddeus Ward from Central Florida on the mound to face Shackelford as he misses down for ball 1. Ward has appeared in 7 games and 16 and a third innings pitched, struck out 13, 2 wins, 1 loss, 7 walks, 13 hits, and 13 strikeouts. And Shackelford hits that to Marchena just into this game at second base. And that is out number 1. Brandon Mitchie, who's 2 for 3 in this game with two RBI singles. We'll look to start things here with 1 away in the bottom of the 8th.
You know, I was actually on my phone while we were on break and noticed Tim Tebow hit a home run, his first at bat at with the St. Lucie Mets.
Well, he is doing pretty well. A lot of doubters as Ward misses outside for ball 1. But you just got to respect the guy.
You know, yeah, I do. I'm not a Florida fan. We'll say that. Not a Florida Gators
Yeah,
fan.
Florida State guy, I've heard.
Florida State fan.
So Tim Tebow must have crushed a lot of your dreams
Yeah.
when he was in Florida.
You got Jameis Winston coming up, doing well.
That's true. The Florida State alum. Florida State baseball team
Yeah, that too.
went to the College World Series.
Yeah, lost to LSU.
That's not a bad thing. What is that, 3rd place, 4th place?
Yes.
Not bad at all. Ward now to Mitchie with a 2-0 count. And a swing and a miss by Mitchie for strike 1. Not a very confident swing out there by the Chinooks second baseman. Ward looks in. New catcher in as well, Ryan Haug. On to catch for the Miners, 2-1 pitch. And Mitchie's going to foul that behind us here and even up the count 2-2.
And that foul ball sponsored by Labor's Local 341.
And there's some action in the Chinook bullpen. So it looks like we'll see a new pitcher
It's JJ.
in the 9th,
Johnny
J.J. Julian. JJ been struggling of late. Well, we'll look to get things on the right track when he comes in the top of the 9th. 2-2 pitch from Ward on the mound. And that one is trickled foul. And we're going to do that 2-2 pitch once more. Thaddeus Ward from Fort Myers, Florida.
Never heard of him.
From University of Central Florida.
Florida's a big place.
That's true.
A
Same
lot
with
of people.
California. So I understand that problem.
But yeah.
So when you get asked, do you have to explain, are you from South Florida? Northern Florida? I mean, because when I get asked from California, I have to say I'm from the middle.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'm on the coast. I'm on the west coast of Florida.
And Mitchie grounds out as Marchena for the 2nd consecutive batter. Fields that and throws to first.
About 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes from the beach.
There you go.
About 10, 15 minutes from the woods too. So
Oh, you got it. You got it all there.
best of both worlds.
You're also 0 seconds away from the humidity, I bet.
Which I don't miss. I do miss the heat though.
Oh,
We'll
I would
say
bet.
that.
Well, that's the one thing about California. You get all your weather. You get everything you could ever ask for, except extra money to spend on things. That's a big swing and a miss by Karate up there at the plate, hitting with 2 outs and nobody on. Facing Thaddeus Ward on the mound, 7-6 lead for the Miners. In the bottom of the 8th, the Miners put 3 on the board in the top of this inning to give them that lead. And Thaddeus Ward looking to keep it, that is. 0-1 count to Karate. And Karate takes one high for ball 1. One pitch from Ward to Karate at the plate.
Yeah, you know, like we were talking about Jameis Winston, the Bucks are gonna win the Super Bowl this year. So
Well, we will have this on video. If Mike, are you a betting man?
I'm not a betting man.
Well, then you have no honor then. And it does not mean anything. If
So
there's not a wager, it does not mean anything. Well, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, actually, Levi Gilcrease, his dad is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers team chaplain.
Yeah, it's a
Crotty takes that ball outside for ball 2. Now
Well,
we
you
have a 2-2 count.
I mean, Bucks here, they'll make a run this year for the Super Bowl. They'll probably win, hopefully.
Well, they are actually my sleeper team. They are my team crush. As a San Francisco 49er fan, I don't really have playoff aspirations yet. So I got to latch on to somebody else to root for.
Latch on to the Bucks.
And Crotty latches on to another strikeout there. And we're through 8, and we head to the top of the ninth. New pitcher coming on for the Chinooks. 7-6 lead for the Miners as we head to the top of the ninth. J.J. Julian on the mound for your Chinooks. New pitcher on for the Chinooks, J.J. Johnny Julian. Looking to keep this a 1-run deficit. Blake Benefield and Mike. J.J. doesn't really have good feelings of Blake Benefield the last time he saw him.
No, it's just a little bit of revenge right here for
As
him.
Benefield on Sunday in a 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the 10th just sent one deep in the left field for a walk-off win as J.J. finds strike 1 there.
Yeah, a little bit of revenge right here.
As that one is fouled off for strike 2. Julian in 9 2/3 innings pitched, 15 strikeouts, 8 walks, allowed 6 hits. 1-2 record, but a 2.79 ERA.
It's not bad.
Not bad. He has been having trouble the past few games, but is one of the more consistent guys from Ackworth, Georgia. Stands at 6'2", 190. Just graduated. So once he's done here, we'll probably hope to get an invite somewhere to a team camp. As Julian misses outside for ball 1.
We're going to hope.
Yeah, do you know how that works? I mean, obviously there's scouts up here. Or...
Yeah, I know we have there's a showcase coming up here in the middle of July, so we'll see how that goes, where everybody comes up here and watches.
As a swing and a miss by Benefield. And Julian probably feels a little extra good about that when he gets Benefield swinging.
There's his revenge right there.
Well, if Julian can do that at the showcase, that'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
Dick Brooks now, who's over 4 in this game, coming to the plate. And Ryan Haug stands on deck, the new catcher for the Miners. Nick Brooks hitting 129 this season, playing third base. And J.J. Johnny Julian on the mound look to keep this a 1-run deficit as the Miners lead 7-6 in the top of the ninth here. Julian winds and throws. And a nice curveball, but not able to get in there for strike 1. Misses high for ball 1.
A little up in the zone right there.
1-0 count, 1 away, top of the ninth, nobody on. Nick Brooks at the plate, J.J. Julian the pitch. And that one Looked like he held on to that a little long as that ball went right to the dirt and popped into Gomez's chest plate. 2-0 count now to the Miner third baseman.
Little conversation back here between Gomez and Brooks. Friendly.
We would like to think it's friendly at least.
Oh, yeah, it is.
2-0 pitch from Julian. And that one's down the middle, and Brooks sends that one foul.
And that foul ball sponsored by Discovery Cove Recovery Wellness Center.
A bunch of these guys in the league are really, like I said, really laid back, nice guys. Just, they don't mind carrying on conversations.
The one really outraged is actually the Miners when Scott Smith hit a guy with the bases loaded. Apparently told him, "I don't like you," and he didn't really use those words.
Yeah.
He's walking to first, and then the Pilots, their head coach had a little fit, is an appropriate word, I think.
Yeah.
And the ejection is Brooks again sends that one fouling. But apart from that, really nothing, as these coaches know each other and they instruct their players to act like professional and act like gentlemen here.
Like, yeah, I mean, like for the natives around here, I mean, you got to think that this is really professional baseball for most
especially
people
these
around here.
kids.
Yeah, especially for the kids. I mean, kids look up to you around here, come up after games, asking for autographs, no matter if you win, lose, tie, whatever. I mean, it's a great league.
Ryan Haug now coming to the plate after Brooks grounded out to Shackelford at short. 2 outs now in the top of the ninth. 7-6 lead for the Miners. And number 7, Ryan Haug, comes to the plate now, as he just came to this game in the bottom of the 8th to catch. Julian looks in, 2 outs, top of the ninth. Haug takes that one high for ball 1.
Yeah, me and Haug had a little conversation. As you can see, his left pointer finger is a little taped up. Accidentally hit him last time. We faced him, so had a little conversation with him, and everything checked out okay on the finger.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, he said he still got a little taped up, so.
Well, we'll pay attention to see if that finger affects him here. 1-1 pitch, and that breaking ball not able to break enough, and that hangs high for ball 2.
Really nice guys around here. Everybody's nice to one another.
Everybody's just a ball player here trying to get better. And Haug hits that to Shackelford. Shackelford fields that. Throw over to Mixon at first. And in the dirt, but Mixon fields that one. And now it's rally cap time, folks. Julian does his job on the mound to keep this a 1-run deficit. But we head to the bottom of the ninth. Last chance for the Chinooks. Down 7-6 as we head to the bottom of the ninth. We'll be back. It's rally time now as we head to the bottom of the ninth. New pitcher on for the Miners in this 7-6 lead for them. Josh Green from southeastern Louisiana. 6'3", 205 from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. In 3 games, 6 and 2/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 4 hits, no walks, and no runs allowed for him. He faces Hayden Mixon, the first batter in the bottom of the ninth, and he takes that one low for ball 1. Mixon in this game, 1 for 3. Singled, actually an RBI single in the 6th inning to give the Chinooks the lead here. And he'll look to start something here. A 1-0 pitch and takes that one outside for ball 2. Josh Green, like I said, a Baton Rouge, Louisiana native. Hayden Mixon, and the LSU Louisiana State Eunice athlete. And let's see here between the Louisiana fellas, a big swing and a miss by Mixon for strike 1. Two 2-1 pitch from Green. And Mixon fouls that one to the backstop. And this is going to be a 2-2 count now. Green shakes off Howe, gets the sign he likes. 2-2 pitch, bottom of the ninth. Outside, and we're going to have a full count here to Hayden Mixon. Green looks in, full count. And a swing and a miss by Mixon, and that's out number 1 here. In the bottom of the ninth, Alex Schmitz now coming to the plate for the Chinooks.
Batting for your Chinooks, number 11, Alex Schmitz.
Alex Schmitz 0 for 3 in this game. Got on with a fielder's choice in the 6th, but was ultimately left on base. Takes that one low and inside for ball 1 from the southeastern Louisiana right-hander. Josh Green on the mound. 1 out, bottom of the ninth, 7-6 lead for the Miners. Green winds and throws. And puts that one in there for strike 1 to Schmitz at the plate. Schmitz playing third base tonight for the Chinooks. Done a good job over there fielding-wise. Looking to get on for Mike Capri's, the on-deck hitter. And then the top of the order after that, Green, the 1-1 pitch. Inside, in there for strike 2. And Schmitz now going to have to choke up and protect here to keep this at-bat alive. 1-2 pitch coming from Green with 1 away, bottom of the ninth, 7-6 lead for the Miners. Green looks into Howe, gets catcher. 1-2 pitch, he throws. And that is outside for ball 2. Good job by Schmitz to lay off. Schmitz still waiting for the groove to come alive in his hitting stance, or in his hitting stroke here. Let's see if we can start it now with Josh Green on the mound. 2-2 pitch coming. Throws. And Schmitz fouls that one. And we're going to do that 2-2 pitch again.
That foul ball sponsored by Friends of Dan Sadler.
Two pitch, 1 away, bottom of the ninth, nobody on for Alex Schmitz at the plate. Josh Green on the mound. Josh Green, 2-2 pitch once more. And a swing and a miss by Schmitz, and that's back-to-back strikeouts for the right-hander Green. And now the Chinooks are down to their last out as Mike Capri's comes to the plate with nobody on. And 2 outs. Chinooks down 7-6. And that's hit to Marchain at second. Going to be fielded by Benefield. And that is going to be out number 3.
And that's the game, the final score.
And that's the ball game here. Chinooks lose 7-6. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the post game. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we will see you back here on the 4th of July for a doubleheader beginning at 5 p.m. for the Chinook Booster Club. Have a good night and fish on.
Well, guys, not the way we wanted to start that game off. Chinooks fall 7-6. A good pitching performance by Noah Jones. Here's the stats. 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. That was a little rough. Had a 6-4 lead. Headed into the top of the 8th and gave up 3 runs, and that's kind of been the And it started off where our bullpen was hot. Lately, as of late, our bullpen has been struggling a little bit, but that's okay. Chinooks fall to 8-10. The Miners go to 13-7. In other Alaska Baseball League news, the Bucks beat the Pilots 5-1, and so that puts the Pilots at 7-11, and the Bucks 12-7. Excuse me, they beat the Pilots 5-3, and so the Chinooks still in firm position of third place. Tomorrow we are up in Anchorage to face the Bucks. And then we have a 3-game road trip against Kenai, so this is a really critical stretch. We actually beat the Oilers when they were down here twice. On June 17th and 18th, so we will look to really extend what is so far. We just need to get back on track. We had a 5-game winning streak, and apart from that, it's been kind of one win here, one win there, but hasn't been able to put together a winning streak as of late. But again, it's baseball, and everything can change. The back score, 7-6. 10 hits for the Miners, 5 hits for the Chinooks, and that's what happens. When you only have half as many hits, you're bound to lose in most games. Chinooks were able to get some hits in critical situations. Brandon Mitchie, 2 for 4 with 4 RBIs. He had two 2 RBI singles, both hit to opposite field, left field, but the Chinooks were not able to hold that lead. Anyway, though, that's going to do it for me tonight. Don't want to talk about anything more depressing. Hopefully, we can start things off. We beat the Bucks 4-3 last night. And so hopefully we could go in Anchorage and beat them again. But yeah, Chinooks fall seared against the Miners 7-6 and fall to an 8-10 record. I am Cale Duarte, the voice of the Chinooks, and this is signing out. Mom, Dad, hope you're having a great night. God bless everyone.